Is it Euclid or Euclid? Yes, it can't be Euclid. Something was an ancient Greek mathematician, active as a geometer and logician, considered the father of geometry. Ooh, that's cool. Sounds a bit sleep token, if you ask me. Oh, it's Euclid. Thank you. Is the last song of the Take Me Back to Eden album. After this, I would have analysed all of them live with you. So it's special day. Oh yes, and I must mention, Ryan sponsored a portion of this album analysis, and that is just so wonderful that you did that, because it really helps. So thank you so much, Ryan. It's really cool.
Just run it back, give me 5 whole minutes. I am thick out on the inside, burning. I've got a ghost in the hallway, grinning, and a heavy head that won't stop turning. If my fate is a bad collision, and if my mind is an open highway, give me the twilight two-way vision. Give me one last ride on a sunset skylane. Call me when you get the chance. I can feel the walls around me closing in. Just running forward, alive like wires, as I see the past on an empty ceiling. I play along with the life signs anyway, but hope to God you don't know this feeling. Yet in reverse you were all my symmetry. A parallel I would lay my life on. So if your wings won't find you heaven, I will bring it down like an ancient bygone.
Interesting that he just said the word parallel, because that is just what I was thinking as he said it. The parallel relationship between the vocal melody and the piano part. So the piano is... and that is the same motion that the melody takes. Like... sit on the step, maybe go up the step a little bit and then come down.
I've got a ghost in the hallway, grinning, and
the vocal melody and the piano melody are sort of doing this loosely parallel movements down. It's really giving me an end of album energy. There's so much repetition of the melody, and it's just like one line after the other line after the other line. There's nothing where you think, oh, this is tense. Because tension is the sort of thing that you would get in like maybe the penultimate song of an album, or, you know, something more in the beginning that harmonized da 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 da.
me when you get the chance.
After we've had a really predictable rhythm is just a nice sort of Tom Hemmer. Hello, Tom. I agree with Daryl. The backing vocals especially sounded like they were electronic. You can get like harmonizer plugins, so you can say like, yeah, 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 yeah. And then the plugin will synthesize a bunch of harmonies above and below it. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. When all of the vowels take the exact same shape at the exact same time and then finish with consonants at the exact same time, then yeah, the chances are it's synthesized.
So is it any wonder people are afraid of technology?
Technology!
Me when you have the time, I just need to leave this part of me behind.
A couple of places where you can tell that that is generated is the very, very top backing vocals. I just need to leave. It's even higher than that. It has those artificial, what we call transients.
Leave this part of me behind. Do you remember me? When the rain gathers, and do you still believe that nothing else
I love that they're not afraid to fluctuate the volume. That is so perfect. There was like a piano section and it was interspersed with like heavier rock sections.
Do you remember me?
It was like maybe like a couple of decibels louder when you had that rock instrumentation, and then it come back to the piano, and then it was a couple of decibels louder again. And not a lot of music that is made in this day and age it does that. It doesn't really change volume very much because it isn't very radio friendly. People will turn it loud and they're like, oh no, it got too loud. But that's like probably the biggest shame in terms of the evolution of music. Like if you listen to my favorite song, Dance Macabre, at first, you'll barely be able to hear it. Even with like medium volume. So you might be like, oh, let me just turn that volume up. But you're not supposed to turn the volume up. You're not supposed to hear that loud.
Whoa, calm down, Jamal. Don't pull out the 9.
You're supposed to just kind of feel something is happening, and then all of a sudden, fortissimo. And then the fortissimo has just turned to fortissimo. And there's no volume changes anymore in like any records. But there is a volume change in this. That being said, it's subtle. So you do feel a lift, but you also aren't like, oh Christ, you know, turn it down. Is it a variation on my heart is an animal goes
Cutting through the darkness, bouncing off the walls.
It sounds like that, a bit of a recycled melody, which is so good for an album to do, to bring songs from the rest of the album, because you've already heard the melody and it comes back like a little friend over a new idea. It's such a cool sense of like, oh, cool, I see what you did there, like excitement and familiarity. It's kind of like going to school for the first day with your parent holding their hand. It's like familiar and new. Okay, that was dramatic, but you know. I do think that an end song of an album really should be a conclusion rather than like a whole brand new idea. And this is definitely that. I love how they give us so much reverb on a lovely long tail after these sections to sort of bring us into the next one. It really feels like a crashing wave now that we're on the beach. So nice. Wasn't the the way they lent on that top note? Oh god, I just love that. So that is a beautiful little motif for like a gazillion reasons. First reason, you would expect it this way, but those notes actually go that way instead. They're normal intervals, just like a major third between that F and A, but we drop the octave instead. You know when you make music in the computer and you can just draw the MIDI notes in and they can be like, everything is the same velocity. But when you play it in, you're going to lean a little bit more and that motif is going to breathe. I also love the placement of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. None of those notes were on like they were all in between those 1, 2, 3, 4. The first one was like just before the 4, and then the second one was like just before the 1. So we had this real sense of like sort of revolutions. So with some of the songs on this album, I've had the lyrics up on the screen. A few people said that they didn't want me to have the lyrics up on the screen because it took away from it. There were some feisty analogies about it. Was like
reading the script of the movie before you watched it or something.
So I tried this one without the lyrics, and I couldn't really focus on the lyrics because I was focusing mostly on the music. I'll have a little look though as a compromise because I really like to know what the lyrics are of these songs because they are just so excellent. Yeah, that makes sense. It really just sums up the tumultuous, chaotic, really toxic relationship that he's having throughout a lot of the songs that are in this album. So yeah, we did it, team. We analysed the whole Take Me Back to Eden album. That was cool. It took a while, but it was so worth it. I'm so glad I got to hear it with you. This is definitely an album to be enjoyed by musos, people that really like to immerse themselves in music, and you are totally that. So it was really a fun experience.